Can you please clarify what do you mean when you say that the pilots were available, were not put on rosters? Do you want to hint that this was a deliberate attempt to just wade away from the FDTL norm, just to drive away from the FDTL norms and its compliance and its implementation?
When you say that pilots were available to fly but were not put on rosters, they were not put on duties, are you hinting that this could be a deliberate attempt to not adhere to the FDTL norms?
So, we as pilot, we love to fly. So, there were instances when pilots themselves offered to operate a flight, but the company straightforwardly ignored, as they wanted to collect data against the new FDTL, which was there to improve flight and passenger safety. That's all I can say about it.
Also, sir, because staff shortage has been in the center of this debate, is there actually a staff shortage? Is IndiGo looking at a staff crunch? And does that need to be fulfilled? Is that the need of the hour?
So shortage, as per company, whenever we have spoken to the company personnel and our team leaders and FS, we have always been told that IndiGo is overstaffed. We are hardly doing any flying. In a month, we don't touch on an average of 50 hours. So looks like, and they have created that there were no shortage. So we were excess of staff till November implementation. Going to your next question, that do you think that increase of staff was required? Yes, obviously when I am restricted by the FDTL for a lesser number of landings and also increase in rest period for safety, the landings has to be covered. For that, new crew is required. For covering the rest time, new crew is required. But that is just about 15 to 20% increment of crew. IndiGo as of now is, if we calculate in a justified way, maybe 30-35 pilots short. That's it. They would have easily covered it if they say they are a shortage.
We need to move out of this conversation for just a bit. Go across to Anvit to once again shine the spotlight on the larger picture here. Anvit, these are big claims being made by an IndiGo pilot. We're not disclosing his identity and details here. But tell us what you make of that conversation you've had. The IndiGo pilot seems to be suggesting here very clearly that this was an attempt by the IndiGo Airlines to manipulate the DGCA in the wake of the FDTL norms that were enforced.
Yes, Christian, see, certainly these allegations are grievous in nature, and when we speak to someone like pilot who is so integral to the operations of an airline and who deals with the operations of the airline on daily basis, and these the details coming in from such a person that pilots were not put on rosters, pilots were ready to fly but they were not put on rosters, and also the since the beginning that is being talked about the staff shortage. He's saying that there's not staff shortage of that magnitude that it would have affected operations on this level. So clear hints that there could have been a manipulation from airline towards DGCA, probably an arm twisting, only to steer away from the FDTL implementation and the mandate that came in. It came in pretty early in January 2024. Since then, airlines were not following that mandate. The pilots body had to go to the court, and when the matter went to Delhi High Court, only then DGCA also came out and said that from July 1st we are implementing 15 rules, and then the other ones from November 1st. And like the pilot also opened it out for us that on November 1st when this started happening, then the chaos happened, when all hell broke loose, when flights started to get cancelled. They've also said that the flights were cancelled even prior to this November 1st, only to create a data that there's not enough availability of flights. So to create that data and to later on reflect that, see, there has been a problem that has been persisting for long, that pilots are not available, crew is not available, and hence the flights are not being operated. So entire picture now, when the pilots have come out and spoken to us exclusively, it clears out that this could be an attempt to only steer away from implementation of the FDTL norms and trying to avoid this implementation only for profit and keeping passenger safety and pilot safety behind profits.
Oh yes, that's another part to that conversation. Let's shift our focus back to that conversation then.